Welcome and salutations, dear sadhakas, bhaktas, jignasus, mumukshus, and the shishyas of the Guru Parampara Sanatana Dharma. To be attending satsang related to Paramatma at the cost of laziness or any other bhoga and comforts is a difficult endeavor. And that satsang attending more frequently is much more difficult task. And whatever is heard, finding interest in it, meaning in it, understanding it deeply is much tough task. And with the understanding, coming to the conviction that this is what the life actually as a human has to be lived. This type of understanding is much more subtler. Many people come to this level, but then here comes the real tough task of meaning business with what is understood in the form of doing sadhana, encountering or fighting with all the outer seamless obstacles and inner endless pulls and pushes and weaknesses. Some are able to achieve even this, but then there comes a day of tiredness, fatigue, exhaustion, where they cannot move further. Among such very rare few, one or two few are there who are at that moment only tuning to the Lord with devotion, tuning to the Guru with that Sharanagati, which they practiced from the day one. Take the help of that and call out for that Lord's help and blessings to conquer these inner and outer unsurmountable difficulties and patiently wait. Is our desire to grow spiritually genuine or not? To test that, Bhagavan does not answer or reply immediately. That is the ultimate challenge for the Bhakta. As much the Lord is testing, delaying, yet He is not leaving the feet of Lord, He is not leaving the prayers and Sharanagati to Him. He is neither leaving His desire for spiritual goal nor sadhana, whatever He can do. This becomes the last exam or test. When He passes in it, then that Lord, kind, compassionate, then He takes over, takes charge. He blesses to remove all those obstacles, to give the inner power and strength with which He can cross those obstacles effortlessly and can discover that for which he is struggling all through so many lives, the spiritual ultimate goal, emancipation. May we know that this is how spiritual life is lived. May we be ready for it. May we go through all those inner and outer tests, challenges. Yet, by our effort, by the grace, may we come out victorious in discovering the truth or the self. Let it take its time, let it take its cost, let it take its own efforts, let all efforts, struggles we may have to put, we will do it. Mm. Mhm. Mm. Ha. With these few remarks, let us have our two classes and chanting. One, Bhagavatam Dashamaskandham, 85th chapter, the Vasudeva Kruta Paramatma Stuti, which contains all aspects of Paramatma for us to understand, realize. Then our Adhyatma Ramayanam also, Same topic of all devatas doing stuti of Sri Rama as Parabrahma Paramatma. Through these topics, may our minds be, intellects be, even Vasanamaya koshas be filled only with the divine thought, divine theme. May we be serious, sincere, honest, humble in these efforts, endeavors, seekings. If this can happen from our side, it will prompt the divine to bless us. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryan Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sachidananda Rupaya Vishwotpatyadi Hetave तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः. ॐ धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सदां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरण श्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं. समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो नदीनदेभ्यो शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः. परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुनेः शौनकादृशिभ्यो वैशम्पायनादृशिभ्यो अत्र्यादृशिभ्यो मत्स्यादेवतारेभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादि नवग्रहदेवताभ्यो दत्तात्रेय दक्षिणामूर्तये ग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो आदि पराशक्तिमात्रे मातापितृ देवताभ्यो आद्यशङ्कराचार्यादिगुरुभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोदस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणेतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत ऋषिमुनिगुरूणां देवतानां दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां गुरुशिष्यपरम्परायाः देवतापरम्परायाः पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगतिद्वारा विश्वशान्ति विश्वकल्याण विश्व एकता विश्वपरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थं श्रीमद्भागवत अस्मिन् कर्मणि निष्ठितानां भक्तानां नित्यनिरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रस्य दशम स्कन्दस्य पारायणमध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं दशमस्कन्धः निरोधस्यानुशयनम् आत्मनः सह शक्तिभिः अथ उत्तरार्धः पंचाशीतितमोऽध्यायः. श्रीबादरायणिरुवाच. Let us chant from mantra onwards, one onwards. Fourth one we have spent yesterday completely. It gave us such a glorious picture. Chant it. अथैकदात्मजौ प्राप्तौ कृतपादाभिवन्दनौ वसुदेवोऽभिनन्द्याः प्रीत्या सङ्कर्षणाच्युतौ मुनीनां सवचः श्रुत्वा पुत्रयोर्धामसूचकं तद्वीर्यैर्जातविस्रम्भः परिभाष्याभ्यभाषत. कृष्ण कृष्ण महायोगिन् सङ्कर्षण सनातन जाने वाम् अस्य यत्साक्षात् प्रधानपुरुषौ परौ यत्र येन यतो यस्य यस्मै यद्यद्यथा यदा स्यादिदं भगवान् साक्षात् प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरः एतत् नानाविधं विश्वम् आत्मसृष्टम् अधोक्षजा आत्मनानु प्रविश्यात्मन् प्राणो जीवो बिभर्ष्यजः प्राणादीनां विश्वसृजां शक्तियो यो याः परस्यक्तयो याः परस्यताः पारतन्त्र्यात् वैसादृश्यात् द्वयोश्चेष्टैव चेष्टताम् कान्तिस्तेजः प्रभासत्ता चन्द्राग्न्यर्कर्क्षविद्युतां यत् स्थैर्यं भूभृतां भूमेः वृत्तिर्गन्धोऽर्थतो भवान् तर्पणं प्राणनम् अपां देवत्वं ताश्च तद्रसः ओजसहो बलं चेष्टा गतिर्वायोस्तवेश्वर दिशां त्वम् अवकाशोऽसि दिशः खं स्फोटाश्रयः नादो वर्णः त्वम् ओङ्कारः आकृतीनां पृथक्कृतिः इन्द्रियं त्विन्द्रियाणां त्वं देवाश्च तदनुग्रहः अवबोधो भवान् बुद्धेः जीवस्यानुस्मृतिः सती भूतानाम् असि भूतादिः इन्द्रियाणां च तैजसः वैकारिको विकल्पानां प्रधानमनुशायिनां नश्वरेष्विह भावेषु तदसि त्वमनश्वरं यथा द्रव्यविकारेषु द्रव्यमात्रं निरोपितं सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति गुणास्तद्वृत्तयश्च याः त्वयि अद्धा ब्रह्मणि परे कल्पिता योगमायया तस्मात् न सन्त्यमी भावाः यर्हि त्वयि विकल्पिताः त्वं चामेषु विकारेषु ह्यन्यदा व्यावहारिकः गुणप्रवाह एतस्मिन् अबुधाः त्वखिलात्मनः गतिं सूक्ष्मामबोधेन संसरन्तीह कर्मभिः यदृच्छयानृतां प्राप्य सुकल्पामिह दुर्लभां स्वार्थे प्रमत्तस्य वयः गतं त्वन्माययेश्वर असावहं ममैवैते देहे चास्यान्वयादिषु स्नेहपाशैर्निबध्नाति भवान् सर्वमिदं जगतु युवां ननः सुतौ साक्षात् प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरौ भूभारक्षत्रक्षपण अवतीर्णौ तथार्थः तत्ते गतो स्मरणमद्यपदारविन्दम् आपन्न संसृतिभयापहमार्तबन्धो एतावतालमलमिन्द्रियलालसेन मर्त्यात्मदृक्त्वयि परे यदपत्यबुद्धिः सूते गृहेण नु जगाद भवानजौ अजो नौ संजज्ञ इत्यनुयुगं निजधर्मगुप्त्यै नानातनूर्गगनवत् विदधज्जहासि को वेदभूम्न उरुगाय विभूतिमायामों शान्तिः 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 ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसूता शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यासा शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चत कर्हिचित् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं दशमस्कन्धः उत्तरार्धः अथ पञ्चाशीतितमोऽध्यायः Friends, the two ways of this spiritual sadhana is, one is keeping everything away, for the time being, taking the help of Upanishadic Mahavakyas, deeply contemplating, meditating on the absolute truth, the self, which is very time taking, tough, depending on what level of inner and outer personality we are. But in case if we are able to do and are able to through that vicharana of Mahavakya, of which we got the Upadesha from the Guru, if we discover the self or the truth, the reality or the Lord and Paramatma, having seen it, when we look back, thereafter there is nothing whatsoever other than Him or the truth or reality that will be realized. This is one way. The other way is what? Following the Upasana Shastras, Bhakti Shastras, in which the same gurus who have experienced the God are telling us time and again whatever you are seeing in the world is Bhagavan only, is the truth only, is the Lord only. We have not experienced it yet, but we are listening from them. So, out of faith to them, we start believing. This belief that everything is God is called as the Vibhuti Upasana. If with full faith one does this Vibhuti Upasana for long period of time, sufficient period of time, what happens is the Indriyas Mana, they will receive the world as seen with Rupa and Nama. But because of the Upasana Bala, Abhyasa Bala, everything is accepted as Bhagavan. Because of that, the Antakarana, when the world is taken as other than God, you know, what sort of non-positive thoughts, etc., it entertains, all those negativities go away. That's called purity. So through the upasana that everything is God, the antakarana becomes Shuddha. In that Shuddha antakarana, now that Mahavakya, again Upadesha, given by the Guru, becomes easier for contemplation because there are none of much of the obstructions. Here, that Lord whose upasana I am doing from such a long time, that he is in this form, he is in that form, he is this, that. Who is that Lord? What is the nature of him? We inquire from the Guru. Guru or himself says, बेटा उपासना सफिशिएंट किया, अब जिस राम जिस कृष्ण का तुमने अब तो उपासना करके सारा राममय कृष्णमय भावना की. Who is that Rama, who is Krishna? Again, I'm telling you, come. It is not the gross, subtler, causal. It is pure Satyam Jnanam Anandam. So that way, through Upasana, purifying Antakarana, become qualified, listen to the Tattva Jnanopadesha, easily reach to Tattva Anubhuti. Then Tattva Anubhuti ho gaya, and then whole world is taken as Bhagavan also. Thus, transcendental, immanent, everywhere, the Lord alone, that Anubhuti comes. That's the Jivan Mukta Sthiti. So, in pure Upanishads and all, the first part, the technique is adopted, wherein we are given that Viveka Vairagyadi trainings, then we are given Shravana Mananadi, and we are given the Dhyana Adi Paddhati, Vicharana Dhyana, in that innermost self beyond, either you call the five koshas, three dehas, etc., that's discovered. In the Puranas, this Paddhati of seeing everything as divine and purifying our heart, then discovering that Lord alone everywhere, discovering Him in our heart, whom we were seeing as everywhere, as our own self. So here Shri Vasudeva Stuti is of the second time where everything is Bhagavan, Bhagavan. We have to keep on saying, doing so. So yesterday we saw this third, fourth mantra. Ki yatra yena yataha yasya yasmai yad yad yata yada syadidam Bhagavan sakshat pradhana purusha ishvaraha. So, as we quoted so much yesterday, day before, chapter 7 Gita, chapter 9 Gita, chapter 14 of Gita, Upanishads, so many, wherein the whole world, as it is obviously seen by us, is the admixture of the Prakriti, the matter aspect, Purusha, the Chaitanya aspect. The Lord alone is expressing as the Prakriti, Lord alone is expressing as Purusha or the Chaitanya, and He alone, therefore, making this whole world exist to, and whatever is happening in the world, allowing it to happen. In 14th chapter, Bhagavan कहते हैं सर्व योनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः संभवन्ति याः. In all yonis, whatever the beings that are born, tasam brahma mahat yonihi aham bija pita. The Mahat Brahma, the Samashti Sukshma Sharira, is the Yoni, and I, the conscious self, is Bija Pita. Same incident in 6th chapter, 7th one. Okay, Avarayam itahatvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jivabhuta mahabaho yedandharite jagat etad yoni bhutani sarvani iti upadharaya. That in Taittiriya Upanishad we studied as what? Bhagavan alone is the object world subject, the knower and known, the Karana, the Karya, the Jiva, the Ishvara. In this way he alone is playing the play. That in Taittiriya and in Brahmananda Valli was taught to us that Tadasruštva Tadevanu Pravishat. So he has created the world of perception and he himself became the perceiver. That is Tadeva Anupravishatis, he is the one. Then the subtle, intricate meditational thoughts, what sort of entry is has he entered as Jiva, is he bound by Upadhi and all, that one round we studied, which was a good exercise. But 10 times more when we deeply study, contemplate, then we discover the play, that the Lord remaining as he is intact all the time, yet appearing amusingly in the form of Drashta Drishyam with his infinite Maya power. That's called Bhagwan in the Vivarta Rupena Karana of the entire Jagat. These are all the Vedantic Vishayas. So here it is very clear. Idam Bhagwan Sakshat Pradhana Purusha Ishvaraha. प्रधान और पुरुष के रूप में व्यक्त होने वाले उनके ईश्वर ही इस जगत में ये as we explained yesterday, so I'm not touching it. Whole world is nothing but the Vyakarana of Bhagavan. The 7 Vibhaktis, Bhuta Bhavishad Vartamanas, whatever the grammar talks, all that is the Jagat only. Jagat is Bhagavan's Vyakaranam. Bhagavan seen in different Vibhutis or Vibhakti, sorry, is his entire Jagat. Beautiful thought it is. Little subtler to contemplate. We tried some extent to understand. Yesterday, some opening has happened. More devoted we are, more sincere students we are, more deeper understandings will come to us. Now, we have seen the Pravesha Shruti of Taittiriya is repeated in the Panchama Shloka by Sri Vasudeva ji. He says, Etat Nana Vidham Vishwam Atma Srushtam E Adokshaja. O Lord, who cannot be obtained by any pramanas because you are not anatma. That is the meaning of adokshaja. O adokshaja, etat nana vidam vishwam atma srushtam. This whole Vishwa, which is of Nana Vidha, and uncountable varieties it is there. Atma Srushtam. Atma Srushtam means what? You only have created. You only created out of yourself. Luckily, we the students of Taittiriya understood the whole world is nothing but the unmanifest Rupa Nama from the world, from the Paramatma, got into manifestation. That's all. We have studied in Taittiriya the creation of the world by the Lord is not like the creation of the father of the child, wherein the father and child are different. I know? No. Bhagavan himself is out of himself only, manifesting his name and form, appearing as this world. This we have seen thoroughly. And further, the deeper intricate inquiries are when you deeply inquire into the subtle cause of everything, you find that Satchit Paramatma only. If still Satchit Paramatma alone is there in the whole form of the world's name and form, then where is the world standing? Anna, the world is standing only in its own projection. Every anu, when you search out, the pure Paramatma Satchidananda alone is there. That is why it is said, Satchidananda Paramatma manifesting his own inner name and form, appearing as this world. The example given was, what are the waves in the ocean or water? The unmanifest waves from inside got manifested on the surface of water. Other than that, the creation called as the ripples, bubbles, waves, etc., is nothing, anything existing any moment independent of the oceanic water, like the ornament, gold ornaments. अरे बाबा, that gold ornament 10 ग्राम का हो या 10 किलो का हो, उसके कण कण में, अणु अणु में gold alone is there. Then what are ornaments? What is the position of them? They are the manifestation of name and form on the gold. Gold has no manifestation of its own self, but it has inherent capacity to allow to appear as these forms and names, which we are calling a ornament. We are lost in the enchantment of ornament. We are refusing to accept the gold. In the case of spirituality, gold को हम कर रहे हैं बाहर accept, but the Lord alone and manifesting as name and form, easily it is not entering into us for various reasons of absence of the subtle intellect, the fear that we lose all the enjoyments and bhoga of the vastus. All these obstacles have to be cleared by the Guru Shishya discussion for years together, years together. हमने स्टार्ट किया उसका, धीरे धीरे उसका असर होगा. The first line is what? Atma Srustam Idam. Clear? He Adokshija. Then Atmana Anupravishya, you yourself have entered into this Jagatu. Then, hey Atman, Anupravishya, Pranaha Jivaha Bivarshi Ajaha. You only are expressing as the Prana, the Kriya Shakti, Jivaha, the Jnana Shakti. है ना? लाइक यानी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से काम करने वाला या बैटरी से एक खिलौना है, बनाया है और उसमें इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को भेजते हैं, इट स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग डिफरेंट वे. Here the electricity is different and the khilauна is different. But in case of Srishti, Bhagavan alone is manifested in the infinite names and form, and among them some are having that Chetana to have the Jnanam, Kriya Shakti to do the Kriya. It is Bhagavan only entered as Pranaha Jivaha. In that way, through the Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti, you alone are Bibharshi, supporting the world to sustain. So, to come to this deep understanding, how much Krishi our Rishi Munis might have done, you have to think about it. Very, very great it is. Now comes next one. Very good. He says, mm, mm, mm. Very, very subtle shlokas. These all said by Vasudeva ji. Immediately not catchable, graspable. We have to pause and contemplate on every word sentence. He says, Pranadhinam Vishwasrujam Shaktayah Yaha Parasya Taha Paratantriad Vaisadrushyat Dvayoho Cheshtaiva Cheshtatam. So, Pranadinam Vishwasrujam Shaktaya Yaha. So, Vishwasrujam Shaktaya. Vishwasruja means those who are creating the Vishwa. Who is creating the Vishwa? Hiranyagarbha only. And how he is creating Hiranyagarbha, the Vishwa? By creating the Prana Shakti, etc. etc. So, to create all of them, what are the Shaktis that are there? Be attentive. Very important thought. All of them are of Bhagavan only. The abilities with which the Hiranyagarbha creating the whole world, okay, is of Paramatma only. Why? Even that Vishwa Srashta Hiranyagarbha, be attentive, minus Paramatma. Minus Paramatma. What is he? Minus Paramatma, that Hiranyagarbha is minus just to Mahatattva only. Be attentive. That Mahatattva, two things. It is independently cannot create the world. Secondly, it is Jada only. इंडिपेंडेंटली नहीं बना सकता है और जड़ भी है. Then on whose dependency it is creating? Paramatma only. What is the nature of Paramatma? He is Chaitanya. Therefore, the Chaitanya Swarupa Paramatma's Presence is the cause even for the Vishwasrashtas like Hiranyagarbha means Brahmadeva Adi to do the creation through the Pranadi or whatever the process. So प्राणादीनाम विश्वसृजाम विश्वसृजाम मतलब विश्व का निर्माण करने वाले ब्रह्मादि देवताओं का प्राणादीनों को सृष्टि करने वाला जो शक्ति है ताहा विपरस्य दे आर बिलोंगिंग टू यू ओनली परमात्मा because without you they are inert independent of you they can't either even exist forget about doing the kriya of the srishti adi. Okay, then the two reasons told are one is paratantriyat. Paratantra means they are not independent, they are not swatantra. Paratantra, that para is you, they depend on you. Second is called Vaisadrishya. Vaisadrishya, they are other than you, they are not Sadrishya to you. You are Chaitanya Sarupa, they are Jada Sarupa. Therefore, Cheshta eva Cheshtata means what? They are only instruments in your hands. Their Cheshtatva is only Cheshta, means that is only in your presence they are doing, they are not independent of doing. Like I am talking. The talking of the mouth is for the sake of saying that the mouth or tongue is talking. Minus the pure conscious self in me. Can the mouth talk? Can the ears listen? Can the eyes see? Can any of the parts of the body respond to the food eaten or any atmosphere outside? It's a dead carcass. Minus the Paramatma. Therefore, actually, to whom all these activities should be belonging to or attributed to him only. Point is what? Not recognizing the presence of the Lord because of whom the things are happening. A pseudo individuality is created who claims that they are all done by me. That pseudo individuality is Jiva. And he is the one not recognizing the universal Paramatma's presence in the happening of entire thing in the universe, identifying in one set that individuality is just suffering, and that is you and I in that jiva bhava. The jiva can continue for millions of lives suffering by choice. At any moment that jiva bhava can be dropped by attributing everything happening to Paramatma. थोड़ा सा सूक्ष्म बातें हैं ये, जितना पकड़ पाए पकड़ लेना, नहीं तो आगे होगा. So pranadinam vishvasujam shaktaya hayaha taha parasya. All of them belong to you, O Lord. How are you saying logically? Because paratandriyad, they are not swatantra in creating the world. They are not swatantra in having that shakti that is there because of the Lord. And minus the Lord, they are perishable jada, that is called as Vaisadrishyam. Sadhusham is same. Why Sadhusham is opposite. The Paramatma's nature is Chaitanyam. They're all Jada. So बिना परमात्मा का वो नहीं हो सकते हैं. पारतंत्र हो गया, परमात्मा के स्वरूप से हटकर वो अलग है. Therefore, all these Shaktaya with which the Vishwasrashtas are creating the world, here all belonging to Paramatma only. And what is their work? Cheshta eva cheshtatam. Theirs is only being like Gita today when we studied for the youth, nimitta matram. They're only nimitta. Just nimitta is that's all. There's a entire is Paramatma only. This is another contemplative thought. That mood of contemplation we have to bring ourselves to through many years of japa tapa upasana, viveka vairagya, withdrawal from the world. Unless those 7 8 years completely every day in Vanaprastha ashrama following the Vanaprastha rules, unless we live, our hearts will not be subtle enough to grasp these beautiful truths. Great our Vasudevaji is in that heights of contemplation. Okay, these 2 3 slokas were very tough ones. Now the next ones, nothing but what is said in Gita, 7th chapter, 8th, 10th, 9th, हर जगह पे, हर पुराण में, हर सहस्रनाम में, all places what we have studied, that alone is repeated here. What is it? Ki beautiful thing it is. Kanti tejah prabhasatta chandragnyar karksha vidyutam. Okay, Chandra is moon. Agni is the fire. Arka is Surya. Ruksha is nakshatras. Vidyut is lightning. And these are the five things, luminous things. Chandra, Agni, Surya, Nakshatra, Vidyut. Of all these five, the Atma in them, without which they can't exist. In that way, Paramatma alone is there. Thus, Paramatma alone, given this name and form, are called is Chandra, Agni, Surya, Nakshatra, as well as this Vidyutu. So, what is the Atma of them? These four things. One is Kanti, the light aspect. Tejaha, the fire or heat aspect. Prabha, the illuminating aspect. Satta, the pure existing. Their existence, their light, with that light, their ability to illuminate, along with that heat, whatever is there. Like the heat is there in Surya as well as fire. In Chandrama and lightning, it may not be expressive that much, but then very lightweight they are there. But in Agni and Surya, we see the Tejaha. So the Kanti in them, the Tejaha in them, the Prabha in them, the Satta in them, before without which they cannot be called as Chandra, Surya, Agni, also the Nakshatra and Vidyutu, that is Paramatma. This Gita, no? Yadadityagatam tejaha jagad bhasayate akilam yachandramasi yachagnau tat tejaha vidhi mamakam. So the buddhi being very sthula, buddhi being habituated to believe the mind and senses, which present the world to us with so much of variety. Added to this is the utility value given to the world. Added to that is the slavery to the world. All these things made the buddhi bhrashta, because of which it is not able to recognize the presence of Paramatma in and through. Blunt हो गया दिमाग हमारा. किस कारण से? Because of having belief and faith in the presentation of the senses and the mind of the world in so much of variety forms, and also becoming slave to that bhoga ityadi through the senses and body or this thing in the world. The mind intellect lost that ability, subtlety, to go beyond what is seen into the causes of them and discover there the common substratum Paramatma. Ah, now this was our studied by our Telugu people day before yesterday and today in our Mundaga Upanishad. ज्ञानप्रसादेन विशुद्धसत्त्वः ततस्तुतं पश्यते निष्कलं ध्यायमानः येषोऽणुरात्मा चेतसा वेदितव्यः. Those beautiful mantras. प्राणैः सचित्तं यस्मिन् विशुद्धे विभत्येष आत्मा प्राणैश्चित्तं सर्वमोहतं प्रजानाम. Yesterday and today's shlokas were talking about it. And this was studied by us in our Taittiriya Upanishad so exhaustively. And what are the three things, very, very essential qualities during the Ananda Mimamsa we studied? Shrotriyasya, Avrujinasya, Akamahadasya. Is it not? Shrotriyatva, Avrujinatva, Akamahadatva. These are the powerful qualities sadhanas when we have. Then the intellect gets rid of the slavery to senses and mind and the name and form of the world. And then it gathers that its power, its subtlety to pierce through the superficial names and forms and see the truth. Like a biased judge towards the accused, even though the cases are proved by the lawyers, the prosecuting lawyer. Because of his biasness, he just thinks, यार ये क्यों है ऐसा, इसको सजा नहीं देना चाहिए, नहीं देना चाहिए. His attachment. But if that judge is free from all this, nonsense. You will just see the truth. All the evidences are there, all the discussions are there, all the proofs are there. Therefore, according to the Bharatiya Sikshma Smriti, this is the thing to be, punishment to be given. Same way, our intellect, see, that's a beautiful way our Bhagavan Adi Shankara gives as a bhashya. You know that mantra number 8 and 9. ये शोणुरात्मा चेतसा नहीं, उससे पहले वाला मंत्र he says ज्ञान प्रसादेन विशुद्ध सत्वः. To that he gives bhashyam कि यद्यपि, be attentive, the buddhi of all of us is capable of knowing the truth, yet because of the ragadi dosha kalushya it has lost its capacity. So through whatever the sadhanas for the bahya vishayas, the ragadi dosha when totally go away, then that buddhi, when it is found to be shuddha, swachha, it becomes sukshma. That sukshma buddhi can pierce through what is seen to see what is there which is seen as seen. Excellent was those thoughts. Wonderful that Mundaka Upanishad we have studied in our English talk also long back. In all Shastras, these type of intellects preparations to be qualified to discover the truth are again and again given. है ना, in Kathopanishad we say, what is that? Esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudaha atma, but na prakashate. Then who can see? Drishyate tu agriya buddhya sukshmaya sukshmadarshibhi. And in all Vedanta, in the beginning only we are told Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatka, Sampada, Mokshuda. If these things are there, we become very pure and subtle and powerful inside to do the vicharana of the Atma and Atma, which are mixed up so much, and separate them and discover the reality, the Atma. In Yoga Bhasha, it is called as Pradhana Purusha Sanyog ko Viyog kar payenge. So, then that Hetu goes away. The Hetu is the Hetu for the Dukkha and Samsara. Because the Hetu gone away, the Sanyoga Pradhana Purusha, then the Dukkha Samsara also goes away. In other texts like Drugdusha Viveka and so many places, it is said that like the fire and the iron ball, as they are mixed up, Paramatma and Rupanama are mixed up so much that the Satta and Chitta Paramatma is superimposed on Rupanama, Rupanama is superimposed on the Rupanama Rahita Paramatma, and on the whole, Paramatma is forgotten. रूप नाम के रूप में दिखने वाला जगत ही सत्य है, and attributing some utility value to it, we are lost in it. It's a very deep analysis. जब तक वेदांत लगातार सुनते सुनते रहेंगे ना, ये सारे बातें समझ में आने लगते. Once this clarity of thinking and understanding comes, whole world is in front of us, but not as world, as Paramatma. Because the Paramatma alone is there in the form of the world, the Supreme Self. Is it not? How wonderful it is. So, Kanti Tejaha Prabha Satta. The light, the heat, the illuminating capacity and pure existence of Chandra, Agni, Arka, Nakshatra, Vidyut. All of them are, O Lord, it is you only. So Yadadityagatam Tejaha Jagat Bhasete in the 15th chapter, 7th also, Tejasvinamaham, Bhagavan says. Second line में यत स्थैर्यम भूभृताम भूमेः वृत्ति गंधः अर्थतः भवान. अर्थतः means in reality you alone. Of the luminous objects, the luminosity, ability to light or heat, all of them is you, it is said. Now here in the second line कि भूभृताम and भूमेः स्थैर्यम. Sthairya means sthirata, staying intact without getting dismantled, without getting disturbed or broken and fallen. In the earth, that aspect. Also on the earth, whatever the mountains are there, mountains are called as bhubhrutayar. So bhubhruto में भी और भूमि में ही यो स्थैर्य है. The ability to be intact, not broken. You understand? No, morning today in my japa or meditation में यही thought आ रहा था कि with what a speed velocity the earth is moving. unimaginable. Actually, with that speed, if any other object moves, it will have to get into pieces and be broken. बट अर्थ का कोई टुकड़ा इधर इधर वो टूट ही नहीं जा रहा. Like a huge wind, let us say, blows of hurricane or anything. Don't you see all the plant branches of the tree, etc., getting distracted, broken? And why it is happening? Because the wind flow is displacing the branches. So, to the earth movement should create such a velocity to displace all the things that are there on the earth. कुछ नहीं होना, जो जैसा का वैसा हम सब है. Like even they are seated and having class at this time, the earth on which we are standing, sitting, actually we are on the earth like a chipkali only, because the earth is elliptical shape. Anyway, that's not the topic. We are moving with thousands of kilometers speed. With this speed, हम सब का टुकड़े टुकड़े होना चाहिए. But why it is not happening? Scientifically, whatever you call, science only is telling you what is happening. But who is that who is making that happen? Is the science telling? It can't tell. And it can't say कि हम करवा रहे हैं इसको. परमात्मा ही है. So भूभृताम भूमे है स्थिरता आप ही हो. Point 1. Second is vritti hi. What is the vritti? Whatever being, vritti means above, as it is said as satta, the existence of them. And Gandha, which is the tanmatra of the bhumi, that you only. So the Gandha tanmatra of the bhumi and the existence of the bhumi and the sthirata in the bhumi, oh Lord, it is you. And if these three are removed, the Gandha tanmatra, sthirata, satta, then bhumi ka satta astitva hi nahi hai. So the point is what? Commonly just perceived by eyes and mind, the rupa nama, we are getting carried by it. With intellect, through every रूपा नामा, what is expressing, that तत्व has to be discovered. वो आंखों को नहीं दिखता. आंखें जितने फाड़ फाड़ करके भी देखोगे, you will see only रूपा नामा. Only with the eye of wisdom of Shastra, we understand that there is something beyond the seen, name and form as the cause. कार्य कारण विचारणा with अंतःकरण. So anyway, simply in the Surya, Chandra, Nakshatra, Agni, that is Vidyuta, in all of them, जो भी Kanti, Teja, Prabha, Satta, that is God. That means the Atma of all of them. Then the Rupa Nama also belong to God only. We studied it exhaustively in Mandukya Upanishad. Secondly, in the Bhumi and the Pahad, the Sthirata, Astitva, as well as Gandha Tanmatra are you only, O Lord. Vasudeva is discovering presence of the Lord everywhere. Next, waters. Tarpanam prananamapam devatvam tascha tadrasaha ojasaho balam cheshta gatirvayostaveshwaraha. So, apam means of waters. Pani mein tarpanam. The ability to give trupti. Is it not? जितनी तृष्णा होती है गर्मी में, when you have that water taken, what a trupti it comes. So trupti in the, like trupti riti vrushtau, we have seen pani mein trupti. So tarpanam, the trupti giving capacity in water. Second, prananam, the ability to stand or give the prana, the life, which is also is there in the water only. वो वाला दो गए. Prananam. Third one क्या है? देवत्वम. देवत्वम is द्योतनत्वम or purifying aspect. So trupti giving aspect, life sustaining aspect, then the purifying aspect, then rasa tanmatra that is there also in the water, all of that is you. So the तन्मात्रा आप ही हो उसमें, और लक्षण जो है मूल वो भी आप ही है, जिसको उस महाभूत का आत्मा कह सकते हैं. So the pani you are seeing, the tanmatra of the pani is rasa tanmatra. And what is the Swarupa Lakshana of the Pani water? Tarpanam Prananam Devatvam. It gives trupti, it sustains life, it purifies. So the purifying aspect, sustaining life sustaining aspect, giving trupti aspect of the water is you. And water is in its mulataha what it is? Rasatanmatra, that is you. Because again, the logic of the earlier three slokas back, pure Paramatma, if he is not there as Satta, they don't even existence only. Satta alone is expressed as Chitta. Sat Chit alone, extroverted appear to be the world of multiplicity, world of Dvaita, seer and seen. It's all in the ignorance taken as reality. But when the knowledge dawn, it is seen duality, but not as real. It is only for the sake of Vyavahara. In reality, everything is one. That's the meaning of Sayaschayam Purushe, Yaschasavaditye Sayekaha. Highly contemplatable sentence of the Taittiriya. Morning we are studying. Okay. So, पृथ्वी का बता दिया, चंद्र अग्नि सूर्य आदि का बता दिया, जल का भी बता दिया कि द आत्मा ऑफ देम इज भगवान. नाउ द वायु का भी कहते हैं. इन वायु वॉट एवर आर देर, इन वायु वॉट एवर देर ओजहा, in the vayu when it enters into us as prana, it becomes oja shakti, saha shakti and balam. The oja is the shakti in the indriyas that they are able to. Please remember, the indriya sthula belongs to sthula sharir. Adhisthana devata. The adhisthana devata making the indriya work he can do only when that prana shakti is there. प्राण शक्ति नहीं है तो अधिष्ठान देवता भी कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे. So therefore, Ojaha means Indriya Shakti. Since Sahaha means the Shakti in the Mana Buddhi to think, contemplate, to then Balaha in the physical body of the whatever the Shakti that is there, all of them. Then Chesta, the functions, activities that these three are doing. Then Gatihi, the movement also. He Ishvara Vayoho Tava Eva. So in the Vayu, these five aspects. Oja Shakti, Sahas Shakti, Balam Shakti, Chesta, Gati. These are all happening because the Vayu outside, the same Vayu inside is called a Prana. So the Indriya Shakti, Antakarana Shakti, Sharira Shakti, movement and the ability to act. All these belongs to Vayu. All of them are Bhagwan only. So वायु हो these five aspect. ऊपर जल का ये aspect, उससे पहले पृथ्वी के ये aspect, उससे पहले सूर्य चंद्र आदि के ये जो aspects. In that way, the self of all of them, without which they can't exist. Oh Lord, it is you only. What a beautiful thing. This is upasana. Because we are seeing them as something other than God, then because of whatever the wrong reasons of misguidance or etc., nobody told us or everybody told us in this way, now we have to reverse it. In Vyavahara, we talk to others like as everybody does, but heart in heart, we are going to do the thorough upasana of all of these being Bhagwan, Bhagwan, Bhagwan for a lot of time. That is why भगवान इवन गीता में ना 7th chapter ही गिव सब में बोलते 8th में थोड़े देते हैं, 9th में थोड़े और 10 में सारे इकट्ठा देने से घबरा जाएगा करके slowly 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 he teaches all the upadhis, especially as a vibhuti. 7th में तो as a atma of everyone he talks. So in the 10th one, among the species, some specific specimen is me. That is what he says. Many people don't correctly explain the 10th chapter of Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti Yoga is not telling कि Paramatma is there in the trees, etc. Okay? भगवान अश्वत्थ वृक्ष में है, वृक्षों में, ऐसा लोग पढ़ाते हैं. In all the vrukshas, in the Ashwatha Vriksha, Bhagwan is there. In all the rivers, in Gangaji, Bhagwan is there. In this way, it is not told in Vibhuti Yoga. What it is told, in all the vrukshas, the Ashwatha Vriksha is me, not I am in the Ashwatha Vriksha. Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam Aham Asmi. Sarva Vrikshanam Ashwatha Vrikshe Aham Asmi. It is not told like that. Like it is told, Prahladascha Daityanam. Among the Daityas, I am Prahlada. It's not that I am inside Prahlada. Among Pandavas, I am Arjuna. I am not said I am inside Arjuna. I am Muninam Abhi Aham Vyasaha. Vrishtinam Vasudevaha. वासुदेव के अंदर मैं हूँ, व्यास के अंदर नहीं हूँ, नहीं, मैं ही व्यास हूँ, मैं ही कृष्ण हूँ. These are the 10th chapter of Vibhuti. In the 7th one, the same thing. जो यहाँ बता रहे वो 7th में. रसः अहम अप्सु प्रभा अस्मि शशि सूर्ययोः प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दः खे पौरुषं ऋषु पुण्यो गन्धः पृथिव्यां तेजस्यास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु. These are all the self of those things without which they can't be. Like rasoham apsu kaunte. In the water, I am rasatanmatra. Remove the rasatanmatra, the water cannot exist. Therefore, for the water, the self with which it is existing is rasatanmatra. Therefore, as a rasatanmatra, that means as a self, I am there in the water. सबके अंदर आत्मा के रूप में मैं विराजमान हूँ. That is in the 7th chapter. All that is said in one line in the 10th chapter in the first Vibhuti. हम आत्मा गुडाकेश सर्वभूत आशय स्थितः. वो मैच हो जाते हैं. उसके बाद देन व्हाट विभूति 70 अब आर टोल्डर कि इन दैट स्पेसिफिक थिंग आई एम हिमालयों में, पर्वतों में हिमालय हूँ. हिमालय के अंदर मैं नहीं हूँ, मैं ही हिमालय हूँ. दैट प्रैक्टिस वी हैव टू डू प्लीज. विभूतियां जो भगवान के बता रहे हैं, दे आर फैक्ट्स. They are nothing to be done. You need not bring the Lord into Himalayas. Lord himself is expressing as Himalaya, that you have to believe to such an extent that whenever you feel or see or remember Himalaya, you should remember it is God. ये मन बुद्धि को बदलना, इसी को उपासना. उपासना से क्या होता है विभूति का? मन बुद्धि में जब कभी इंद्रियों के बुद्धि में सर जब कभी माइंड एंड सेंसेस ब्रिंग द ऑब्जेक्ट दैट पर्टिकुलर, द थॉट अबाउट दैट कम्स इज एज गॉड. Like when you go to a temple, Ram Mandir, you don't say, "Hey, patthar ko मैं नमस्कार कर रहा हूँ." It's actually patthar only. But then, because we are hundreds of times visitor, every time you say Ram Ram hai, therefore in your heart, though the eye is showing the stone only, the mind is also seeing stone because mind sees what eye sees. But the intellect got prepared for many, many years that it is Ram, it is Ram, it is Ram. That is the meaning of upasana. What eyes and mind show is world, but what buddhi, what upasya hridaya should see is God. Once everything is God understood, the vasanas, the impurities, the bhoga buddhis, the rajotamagunas, the bahirmukhatas, the kamya karmas, all the kachra जो है बुद्धि को कबाड़ करके रखा, all that impurity goes away. When that gone away, the intellect gathers strength, power, energy, subtlety. With that, which is that God, which is there in the form of all of that, when we are given the direction as per Upanishads and we follow it, we discover it to be Satchidananda and it is my own self. So my own self, the Satchidananda, is the substratum of the entire world. World is nothing but the superimposition of name and form on Paramatma by his own Maya Shakti. 100 times we have to listen it, contemplate it. And all of this is true only when we discover the Paramatma in our Anubhuti in Dhyanavastha. That should be kept as goal. Otherwise, just बाहर सब भगवान कह के भगवत का अनुभूति ही नहीं मिला तो उतना फायदा नहीं होगा. कुछ फायदा तो होगा because everything we are seeing as God, that gives you goodness and purity and punya. But that's not our goal. Our goal is to realize that God has our own self. Then 3 are seen, 4 are seen. So चंद्र अग्नि देख लिया, भूमि देख लिए, रसः पानी देख ली, वायु देख ली. Now आकाश. So दिशाम त्वम अवकाशोसि. You are the space. In the space, all directions you are. In the space, the emptiness also you are. And also in that space, that sphotaha, that is Shabda Tanmatraya, and you are. So disham tvam avakashosi. Dishaha kham sphotaha ashrayaha. See that the disham of all this direction, space may the ability to give place to stay, the ability to give the ashraya to stay, the ability of this tanmatra of shabda, and that space as if named into 10 directions. Though space has no direction, that all is you only, O Lord. Vasudeva is specifically saying the Akasha, all the directions, the Avakasha in it, and therefore here it's called Ashrayatva. Avakasha means emptiness. Ashraya is because of emptiness, it is giving place to stay. For the gross things other than it called as Vayu, Agni and Jala and Prithvi. So वायु अग्नि जल पृथ्वी को आश्रय दे रहा है और ये अवकाश के रूप में है एम्प्टी नेसु in that the Shabda Tanmatra is there as its Atma. All of these are only you, O God. In Gita एक एक ही बताया पुण्यो गंधा बट यहाँ क्या कह रहे गंध भी आप हो तन्मात्र भी आप हो देन स्थिरता आल्सो ऑफ द भूमि देयर तेजस चास्मि भावसो that fire in the fire, the burning ability, heat ability in the fire is me, it is said. Here, not only that, the other things are told कि कांति ही तेजः प्रभा सत्ता तो सारे भगवान के ही कारण है discover it now the last one नादः वर्णः तो ओंकारः so you are the nada okay the continuously going word sound varnaha the all syllables you are syllables the aksharamala the consonants and vowels the varnamala the alphabets you are then onkaraha om is you only and then of all the objects akrutinam whichever the objects are there of them whatever the name which separates them it is coming from you only in the above wala what is said about akasha all of that and from that akasha the sound is coming no so that sound has these ways of expression नाद के रूप में वर्ण के रूप में ओंकार के रूप में नाम के रूप में so the nada nama varna the alphabets onkara om in all these rupa you alone are there o lord which all are happening in the akasha next comes indriyam to indriyanam tvam the ability in the sense organs the ability of listening in the ears, seeing in the eyes, smelling in nose, tasting in tongue, touching in the skin, it is you only. Devahacha, the Adhisthana Devatas also is your Anugraha only. Then Avabodha Bhavan Buddhehe, is it not? The ability in the Buddhi to understand it is you. See, ultimately, Jivasya Anusmriti Sati, of all the beings. They are alive, sustaining, continuously doing because of the Nirantara Smriti. है ना अगर स्मृति नहीं है अपने आप का आगे वाला जगत का then the life is impossible only therefore that is you only sati anusmriti jivasya and jiva is always in the smarana like Gurudev says what is jiva is nothing but the bundle of all past memories remove all past memories there is no jiva bhav paramatma will be there so in all the indriyas the ability to visualize the objects and in all indriyas the adhisthana devata so then those Adhisthana Devatas blessing the Indriyas with the power, that is power is also you only, and the ability of the Buddhi to understand, to decide, all that is you only, and finally the Jiva Smarana without which he cannot be. Matta Smriti Jnana Bhavanam already comes in Gita, that in the Jiva the Smriti also, O Lord, you alone. In this way, our beautiful Stuti of Narayana, our Vasudevji is teaching us. Okay, we have in this way, we have 6, 7 of more shlokas. Every one of them are very, very powerful. We need one more day to study them. Tomorrow we will see. Sarvam Krishna Arpanam Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Bol Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai Om Bhurbo Swasvarenyam प्राणाय अपानाय व्यानाय उदानाय समान ओम नीलमेघ श्याम कृष्ण नित्य जगन मोहन कृष्ण बाल गो बाल कृष्ण भव्य मंगल वेणु गान लोल कृष्ण वेदांत वेद्य कृष्ण नवनीत चोर कृष्ण नित्य मंगलम भक्त जनाधार कृष्ण परम दयावार्धे कृष्ण मुक्ति संधायक कृष्ण मूर्तिमंगलम गीतामृतदात कृष्ण परम योगीश कृष्ण पार्थ सारथि रूप कृष्ण सर्वमंगलम ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वम् तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति ओम नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेव तन्नो विष्णुप्रचोदयात् मंगलम श्री कुरुक्षेत्र लक्ष्मण विहारिणे पार्षादरूपाय गीताचार्याय मंगलम व्यासाय विष्णुपाय व्यासोपाय नमो योगींद्राय नमस्तस्मै शुकाय ब्रह्मरूपिणे संसार सर्वदष्टम्य विष्णु मंगलम श्री कुरुक्षेत्र लक्ष्मण विहारिणे पार्षादरूपाय गीताचार्य बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण शास्त्र की जय श्री वेदव्यास सुखदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय आज की आनंद की जय नम पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हर सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय राम राम बोलो भाई समस्त श्रोता भक्त साधक सेवक उपासक जिज्ञासु धर्म संस्थापक गण की जय थैंक यू